No, we do it in English because I'm from Haiti, of course. I left Haiti for so long in this community that I even don't speak much French even with my own people. So anyway, good afternoon, all of you. Let me first of all say thank you to Emmanuel, who has seen fit to invite me to chat with you a little bit. I'm not going to focus on very specific program. I'd like to talk about SBA a little bit, if you don't mind, so you know who we are and the kind of services that we provide that you can take advantage of. So, the Small Business Administration, we're a federal agency that was created back in 1953 to be the advocate and champion for the 32.5 million small businesses of America. So, right now, when I joined the agency, when none of you was born yet, it's been a long time in New Jersey, we had 100 offices. Now we are down to about 69 offices in the United States, 6 offices in Texas, being a very large state. And we are really created to be the advocate and champion for you, the small business owners. And we actually provide 3 critical services. So we see a lot of people who come to our office and can you help me get money? And my first question has always been, do you have a business plan? I don't need one, I need money. I says, well, I don't know. I think you need someone to work with you and, to build a business, to explain to you what it takes. So the very first service that we provide is building your capacity. It's technical assistance. So the person who comes to us and say, I went to my bank and I understand that I need a business plan that tells the story, because the banker does not speak to you, the underwriter. It is the business plan that speaks on your behalf. So you need a very strong ones. So we have organizations within my district office of 72 counties that can sit down with the client absolutely free. They won't even accept a coffee from you. It's prohibited. So as a matter of speaking. So they can help you build a business plan. They can help you start a small business. Whenever you have a problem, whether you want to start and expand your business, you can take advantages of this program that we provide. A lot of time you get to speak to a former business owner that may be in your line of business, because most of the counselors are former business owners who retire and who decided, I want to give back. So I'm going to work under the Small Business Administration umbrella. So we manage those organizations. There are many of them. If you're a veteran, you want to speak to a Veterans Business Outreach Center, we have that too. If you're a women in business, you tell me, Herb, I don't want to speak to those guys. It's a bunch of white guys. Well, we can send you to a women business owner with a woman who is a former business owner, who is a director, entirely free. So that's the first service, which I think is the most critical one. The second is loans. I heard a lot about loans from our friends here who sat here today. Yes, a lot of people are able to start a business with nothing. But many people need a little push. Maybe I have the first 5,000, but in order for me to really get started and be successful, I need another $10,000, $20,000, $30,000. And sometimes it's very difficult to get that. So what we do at the Small Business Administration, we do not make loans. We only provide guarantees on loans. And I will explain that. So here is what happens when you go to the bank. So you come to the Small Business Administration, they assist you in putting together the whole package that is required from a lender. And of course, Marcus can tell you all about this stuff, because that's what he does. He helps people, banks, with application process. So once your application is complete, you bring it to a business banker. The business banker cannot even read what it is. They no longer take commercial credits at institutions. So they pass it on to the guy in the back office who's still in pajama because he doesn't see people. That's why it's so critical not to have any mistake made in a business plan, because it tells your story. So the underwriter, they call them, reviews the application, underwrite it, make makes one of three decisions. One, after having reviewed this package, I have to deny it. They deny you. So you may call Herb, what do? I said, what did they deny you for? Is it credit? Well, every bank's going to deny you for the same thing. Is it that they don't make loans to people in that industry? Aha, that could be. So we can take you to another lending institution. You don't want to hear a denial, right? So the second decision the bank will probably make is, I am comfortable with this client, this applicant. They meet all our requirements. Strong credit, years in operation, experience, and it could be a startup company. Your chef, for example, working for somebody and you want to open up your own restaurant. It's a lot of experience, right? So they take that into consideration. Years of experience. Collateral to support the loan. You want a loan of $200,000, you have a house that is worth $500,000. As you know, the law in Texas does not allow them to take your house, so it's okay. But that's the decision that you want. The bank saying, I want to make a loan to you because I feel very comfortable with you. Well, here's the third scenario, and that's where the SBA comes in. After reviewing your application, the bank says, I would like to make that loan, but unfortunately, the customer does not meet all our requirements. Because they also have the standard operating procedures that says you cannot make that kind of loan if. So that's when they say, but if I can get an SBA guarantee on that loan, I will make it. Yeah? So this is how the guarantee works. Any loans of less than $150,000, the SBA will guarantee 85%. And when I talk guarantee, I'm not talking money at all, because there is no exchange of funds. It is the full faith and good credit of the United States government that puts the guarantee behind that loan. It's not money. The money comes from the bank, never from us. Any loans of over $150 up to $5 million, the guarantee is 75%. If the funds are used for export purposes, something that you should consider as immigrants, because you know your market better than that, why not think about exporting? Think about it. The guarantee would be 90%. If you go to the bank and say, I need funds, to export some goods to Congo or wherever you want to do business with, the guarantee is 90% of the loan of up to $5 million. So this is what the SBA guarantee looks like, just to give you a sense of what I do in this market. About 885,000 small businesses in my 72 counties. We do every year over $1 billion in guarantee. This year, that just ended, 2021 ended for us September 30th. We're already in 2022 now in government. We did an all-time lending record of $1.7 billion in guarantee without touching papers. So when the bank say, can I get the guarantee? We say to the bank, you don't have to call. You put the guarantee behind the loan. Nationwide, $42 billion in guarantees without touching papers. Now you may say, Herb, that's not true because I went to a bank, they didn't want to make a loan to me. Well, that may be, because most banks here don't want to make loans of $100,000 or less. So I am suffering from it because I know my people, they don't need $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 to get started. So we have a dilemma. SBA recognized that. We have the right president. I don't want to talk politics. What he did, he says, in other words, you're having difficulty making loans of $150,000. We're going to give you money to make direct loans of $150,000 or less. So we are hoping that that bill that the that passed the House, I think yesterday, if it passes, there are a couple of $1 billion for the SBA to make the smaller loans that the banks are unwilling to make. In addition, we have here in this market organizations that are called microlenders. The microlenders is called CDFI, Community Development Financial Institutions. See, this gentleman knows everything. So these organizations were created by the Treasury Department for a purpose. The purpose was really to help minority folks. So you can be a CDFI, your concentration is on home. You want to make home loans, but to minorities primarily. Or you want to make loans. So we have organizations here where you can go to if you need $1,000, up to $50,000, they can make a loan to you. That's how we're fortunate. We're fortunate when you have two here in such a huge market. So that's how we work. And for the export program, as I said, the 90% guarantee, you have to be in operation 1 year. We have 3 specialized programs for the export program. One is the Export Express, up to $500,000, 90% guarantee. We have the export working capital loan, which is almost a line of credit. You can use it to make a shipment, so you need $2 million. You go to the bank, you get $2 million, you make the shipment. Your customer pays you, you repay the debt. The money is still available for you. It's the best program. You're into manufacturing, you want to purchase this place because you want to retool your operations into the business with Congo. You need this, you need that. You need to retool. You can use those funds to do that with the 20 years repayment terms. So we also have a STEP program. The STEP program is a grant program. So you're doing exporting. You say, Herb, I like to export to Congo, but they need the information in French. We can pay for you to do that. Herb, I understand there is a trade mission for African countries. I'm interested in exporting. I like to go. We can help you with the expenses. It's called a STEP program. So all these programs, just give a call to Herb, your partner in crime, and he will talk to you. Alors, j'aurai l'opportunité de vous parler en français. I don't know who is watching me. Say, what language is this guy speaking? He talked with them for America, and she was, anyway. I'm kidding. So this is how the program works. Now, I wanted to change the conversation to 2 programs. You know, I maintain that our black folks are always late when programs come out. Our black folks, especially people who come another language, oh my God, they are so busy in their business that they forget the rest of the world. They got to make a break. They're always arguing, how come the white people always get everything? That is not necessarily true. We make it happen. We make it happen. And what I say to people, because I have a market of 885,000, I will never have an opportunity to speak to each and every one of you, though I would love the opportunity. So but I talk to the group, thanks to Emmanuel. So I get to speak to 60, 70 people, and that's what I do in my district office. When I come out, I go to chambers of commerce. So I always say to people, my black people, you have to belong to something. Call it as you will. Call it the African Summit. Call it the Chamber of Commerce of Congo. Call it the Congolese, whatever that will be a source of information for you, because we share information with this organization. We do webinars with them too. So we did a lot of webinars with Hispanic Chamber. They were calling us every program. Can you do a webinar? It doesn't have to be me. It could be anybody on staff. But I've never heard of the black ones. That's my interest. I call them. Hey, Dallas Black Chamber, I'd like to do this. Well, I'll call you back. Call me back? I'm offering you something for your membership. You should see. The Asian? Oh, my God. Can you do another seminar for me? Can you do it on Saturday? Yes, I'm available. About Sunday after church? Of course. The black people? No, it's painful for me because I don't want to go around and say I am the black district director. But my God, but everybody has a spot in there. Well, Needless to tell you about Haiti, it's all black. I'm sure in your country it's the same, so we love each other, we're not going to be critical of the white people either, because they search the news. So I'll give you an example. PPP program. So everybody reads it as Paycheck Protection Program. That means I have to have staff. Why would you think so? Why don't you ask questions? SBA, good morning. Can somebody talk to me about the PPP program? Yes, it's for you, the self-employed, which is about 65-70% of all the businesses. So when I say 32.5, you can be certain that it's 65%. The guy who is driving the what do you call those services of vehicle to airport and the guy, yeah, those guys, if they are black, I don't see them, but if they are Indian, they are applying, getting money. So when the program started in March, in April 3rd, we opened our doors for the PPP. In 13 days, $346 billion spent. Not too many of the black people apply. First of all, they misunderstood it. The ones who knew the program existed, they just assumed that, it's for, I have to have employees, and I'm saying, but aren't you an employee of your firm? Give money, forgiveness loans. You could have applied twice, like the other white people did. You do not have to repay that debt. Would you believe this? You didn't have to repay that debt. It's a forgiveness loan. So the program ended after we ran out of money, a lapse in appropriation. We asked the Congress for another $246 billion. The money didn't move at all. That's the second time we had the. Then when the program reopened, thanks to President Biden, we were given like $286 billion. The first 11th of January, the program opened. Biden says, first, second, and third day, only black people can apply. He didn't say that. He said minority firms and women. You didn't apply. You were the only one to apply. And you didn't have to go to a bank. Many people say, I don't have a bank. How about the CDFIs? They're making loans of $500, right? They make loans of $500. So we missed that opportunity. When the program ended in March, we extended it. We know we're going to run out of money. We asked the Congress to give us $60 billion. We were spending $20 billion a week. We asked them for give us 3 more weeks of money. They says, no, the pandemic is over. In May the 4th, we were calling banks to say, don't accept more application. But Biden again, the CDFIs, we had set aside $20 billion for them, and minority banks, very few, to continue making loans until the 31st. Did you apply? No, you didn't. In March 30th, so the program ended, the money ended, everybody now is putting their forgiveness document to get their money in, because the program was designed for you. 60% on you and 40% for other costs, because you couldn't pay your rent, you couldn't pay your electricity bill, you couldn't pay your gasoline if you have to drive for your business. Go with receipt, you get your full forgiveness. So that's what we're going through now with the PPP. Talk a little bit about the EIDL, created days before the PPP. Economic Injury Disaster Loan. It is an SBA program. It's a government program, as you know. You don't have to go to a bank. You go directly to SBA portal, you apply. I hope anybody here has applied who had a good experience with the program. I know Marcus applied, because in fact, Marcus came to my office. I said, Marcus, you can sit here, you can see your application, because I have access. I'm a big guy, so I have access to it. Rien qu'au bord d'une fleur, une simple gouttelette. That's me. When I say I'm a big guy, I'm joking. So Marcus came, he's become my brother. Marcus, come, let's open the computer. You can see there, nobody's supposed to know that. He checked the application. Emmanuel came the other day. Herb, can I see where my application is? Okay, here it is. No, don't say that to anybody. You can actually see the file. I can do the same for everybody here. if you applied, remember the program ends December 31st. And let me explain. So if your application is in before December 31st, they will continue to process applications long after that. A lot of money left in the program. We're talking $30–50 billion unspent. Yeah, and this is independent of the targeted EIDL if you get invited. So your application is in before December 31st. The application will be looked at in 2022 if they have to. So the program is not closed for people who are already in and who are concerned about the program is going to end. I'm going to miss that opportunity. That's one thing. Let's say you had to apply for an advance. You in a low-income area. Invite you to you had to apply for you had to have apply for an EIDL loan in the past. Whether you got the funds, you were given maybe $1,000 or whatever. Now you get a letter, you get an invitation to apply for the targeted, which is the $10,000 grant money, and the supplemental grant money. That's $15,000 in your pocket that you do not have to repay. So if you were one lucky person who was invited because two things, you meet two of the requirements, you are in a low-income area as per SBA, and two, you can show that you had a loss of revenue of 30% or more between 2019 and 2020. So once you meet that, you're good to go. You get your money, grant money. Now, if you had applied for both of them, and come December 31st, you can only get the targeted EIDL. Don't tell me how the statute was written. Apparently, after the 31st, you cannot receive the supplemental money. Even though the application is in, they're processing it, you can only get the $10,000. The program is open. I would urge you to apply. Many people say, I don't trust government. Many people say, hi. And all the government says, I want you to have a credit that shows that you can repay the debt. 570. If 569, you have a bunch of people working, 5,000 of them? They're not that smart. They will not say, 569 is close enough to 570. They're happy to turn you down. They take the other loans. So today they have to do 17 loans a day. So they do the next one. Because they turn down, they process the loan, right? So you still have time to apply. If you're thinking about it, that's all you need. A credit FICO score, they're going to pull it from Experian, 570 or more. And if your business would have to have started before January 31st, 2020. So many people say, well, my business started the 15th. They also request your tax return for 2019. So many people say, I started the 15th, but I didn't make any money. Therefore, I didn't have to file my 2019, right? Makes sense. But it'd be hard. So if you can generate your 2019 income tax return, if you started your business before January 31st, if you have a FICO score of 570 or more, you are eligible to apply. A lot of things happen to the program. As you know, initially, the limit was 150, they raised it to $500,000, they raised it to $2 million. Now, so it's $2 million that you can get under the program. So again, I have some resource guide here. I'm going to leave some. Some of you are interested. It tells the story, has my picture in it. So I don't want you to just open it and just look at my picture. I want you to look at the information that is in this. That's important information. We spoke about capacity building, technical assistance is all there, the organizations that provide that service for us. We talk about lending, the lenders that we work with, they're all there. So you can figure that out. And the government contracting I didn't talk about. Quickly, I know we're short of time, the government of the United States buys $500 billion worth of goods and services a year. By statute, 23% go to small business, by law. President Biden says he's going to make it to 50%. But right now it's 22%. And we have a lot of programs. We have a lot of set-aside programs. We have a program called the 8A program. If you can sell something to the government and you are approved, we pamper you. You can stay 9 years in the program, and we will assign you someone who work with you for the purpose of helping you get contracts. So think about it. If you do, some of you here may think, well, I think I have the right product that the government can buy. Ideal applicant is a person who is already doing business with private sector, with city government, state government. Now they're looking for big contracts. We can get you contracts without you having to compete for them. It's just a phone call. I have a contract for you. You think, that's got to be fake, but it is true. It's the government calling you. That's true. So anyway, I'm leaving those here. As I said, my telephone number is in it. I will also leave some call cards, and feel absolutely free to call me. And if you're too shy to call me in English, alors on peut toujours parler français ou espagnol ou créole. And if you have a problem, just tell Manuel, tell your leader here, tell Marcus. They will tell you, no, I can take you to Herb. I'm actually less than 10 minutes away. I'm in Euless. And I would not recommend that you walk in without calling first, because President Biden only wanted 25% of people in office. So my office only has 3 people, but I'm in every single day. Thank you so much again for listening to me, and thank you, Emmanuel. Thanks so much.